Hello? Oh, Mrs. Morgan. No, Frank's not here yet. Burglar? What burglar? Say, that's terrible. What happened to Frank? He spent the night in the icebox. Oh, yes? Well, I'll tell him to... Oh, wait a minute. Here he is now. Phone call for you, Frank.
Oh, I can't take it, Bob. I'm in a state of nervous prostration. Besides, I have a cold. I couldn't talk to the President of the United States now. Just hang up.
It's your wife.
Oh, that's different. Hello? Yes, I took the quinine. Yes, I took the bromo. Yes, I took the bus. Well, I'll be all right. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Goodbye, dear.
Got a cold, huh?
Yes. Did my wife say anything to you about last night?
No.
What an adventure. Bob, have you ever been called upon to defend your home, your loved ones, against a horde of desperados from the underworld?
You did that, Frank?
Bob, at 2:35 o'clock this morning, burglars broke into my house.
Really? How much did they lose?
This is no time for jokes, my boy. Better ones than that, I hope, too.
My mistake.
It's long been part of my health regime to take a cold shower at 2:30 every morning, if there's any hot water.
Yeah?
Following this custom, I had just emerged from the shower and was toweling myself briskly when I felt a strange tingling sensation at the base of my spine.
You sensed the burglars?
No, I backed into a radiator. Naturally, this sharpened my alertness, and a few seconds later, I heard the bathroom door open stealthily. I looked up, and there stood a monstrous plug ugly, armed to the teeth, with a mask on his face.
And you were stark naked?
He covered me with a revolver.
Were you scared, Frank?
My boy, the word fear is not in the Morgan lexicon. You know our motto, cherchez la femme. And don't shoot till you see the whites of their eggs.
Eggs.
With the courage of a lion, I sprang at the gorilla like a tiger, and I soon had him buffaloed.
What a circus.
Clown. I seized the fellow by the throat, wrested his gun away, and floored him with a single punch.
A hero.
You bet. I thought I had disposed of the criminals, but fearing for my wife's safety, I rushed to her room, only to discover 4 villainous bums surrounding her.
More burglars?
No, my wife's friends. Fine time for a card game. Then I heard a crash below in the billiard room.
That was your cue. Where did you hide?
Behind the 8-ball. No, I tore down the stairs, tore into the billiard room, and tore up my script.
That was last week's script.
Yes, if I'd seen this one, I'd have torn it up, too.
Well, what about the desperados? All gone?
Far from it. The room was full of armed men.
How many?
Well, it was no time to take a census. There must have been at least 16, but quickly recalling the jiu-jitsu I'd learned during my years in the Orient, I crouched and waited for them to make the first move. Suddenly, the leader yawned.
Yawned?
Yes. As his mouth opened, I heard the golden knock of opportunity.
Come in?
Pardon me. I thought this was the waiting room.
One of the Crosby mob. Where was I?
You had the leader yawning. Me too.
Vagrant. When the gangster yawned, I rammed a pool cue in his... I rammed a pool cue in his mouth, and the fight was on. I banked the leader into the side pocket, played a combination off of 2 small thugs, and ran 8 before I quit. Oh, no. Now, why should an escaped maniac write my material?
Did you mop up the burglars?
It was a massacre. You know the old saying, his strength was the strength of 10 because his heart was pure.
I guess that explodes that.
Yes. Well, I laid them all out cold, the whole 25 of them, and rushed into the street to blow my police whistle. Inside of 5 minutes...
Frank, you're still naked.
You're crazy. This is a sports outfit. The police arrived in 10 minutes, decorated me for bravery, and took the crooks away, including my wife's friends. What a night.
It certainly was. How did you catch the cold, Frank?
My dear fellow, evidently you don't retain well.
No.
From the time I sighted the first burglar to 2:35 a.m., I was engaged in hand-to-hand conflict with desperate villains for 2 hours. And right up to the time when I trussed up the 37th villain and bundled him into the patrol wagon, I was clad only in my birthday suit.
Happy birthday.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Thank you. Well, Bob, I'd better be going. I've got to see. I was just going...
Wait a minute, you
What?
nudist.
What? Well, what's the matter?
What about the icebox?
Oh, it's a wonderful invention. When did my wife say anything?
No, she didn't say anything. She just told me you spent the night in the icebox.
I spent the night... I was in the icebox. Oh, what a wife. I've got to go right home and tell her a few things.
Come here. What about the icebox?
You mean the icebox?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it was a very unfortunate thing. As soon as I discovered the burglar in the house, I dashed the icebox to get my revolver.
Man keeps his rod with a fish, sure.
Well, I yanked open the heavy door, reached for my arsenal, and just then I slipped on a banana peel. I fell forward, and the door swung shut behind me. I was trapped.
Uh-huh.
Imagine my distress. A house full of desperados, and there I was, locked in the icebox with 300 bottles of beer.
Well, it was terrible. No way out.
Worse than that, no bottle openers. I almost died of thirst till I was released.
Thanks, but there's just one thing. What was your gun doing in the icebox?
I've been waiting for you to ask me that, sneak.
All right, I'll ask you again. What was your gun doing in the icebox?
Well, it's an air gun, and I always keep it in the Frigidaire, and you can send that to Ripley. So long. I've got to...
Oh, Tony. Yeah, Bob. Tony, it's great to have you here, and to let our Maxwell House friends hear you sing. Now, may I ask you one thing?
All right, I'll be glad to answer you, Bob.
As you know, Ted Pearson asks everybody what they think about the new Maxwell House coffee. Now, what's your opinion?
Well, Bob, I'm no expert, but it tastes better to me. It seems to have a lot more body, too. Just the other day, I was lunching at the commissary, and Mrs. Edwards said that since the new Maxwell House coffee came out, more people are drinking coffee now than ever before.
Thank you, Tony. And, friends, it's really amazing the way people are going for the new Maxwell House. It's all due, we believe, to these three reasons. The new blend, the radiant roast process, and super vacuum packing. Now, you can readily appreciate the importance of the improvement in the blend. It took 12 coffee blending experts 8 months before they found a way to enrich Joel Cheek's original secret blend. But you'll taste the difference. It's richer, smoother, mellower, with a wealth of cheery stimulation in every cup. And you'll certainly appreciate the remarkable radiant roast process, which by roasting each bean evenly all the way through, brings out more of the true coffee flavor. There's no weak coffee due to under-roasting, no bitter coffee due to parching. But just as important, Maxwell House is packed fresh and fragrant from the ovens in the famous blue super vacuum can. It comes to you not just days fresh, but roaster fresh. So tomorrow, why don't you ask your grocer for a pound of Maxwell House coffee? At today's low prices, you'll find that now's the time to make friends with Maxwell House.